one of the things I wanted to get with having the record was I always wanted to do these like MC patterns where the drummer followed the pattern of what I was doing, vocally with the syllables. And when I was able to finally, hear that and get that done with The Magician, with Daru is kind of going wild and following me as I go wild on the second verse, The Magician, is something I always wanted to do. Kind of, ill to program. You could program that, but you can't do it like a real drummer can do it. So I wanted to explore things that people would be like, yeah, that's some tight ass shit. All the way down to the thing we do live with syllables and stuttering and stuff. And the Magician record, the way that came out is, one of my favorite, studio moments.
Yeah, I gotta say for me too, and not to jump in. I remember now, just to go back to what I was saying, when I would get those records where I would have to record drums by myself in the studio, what I would do is I would do two different versions. I would do a version where I'm just playing it straight without many fills, and then I would do another version where I'm kind of going all out. So I was glad that Monch picked that Magician version, because I kind of went all out on that one, but I'm glad they picked that. But that was definitely a highlight, because I was basically like, when you listen to studio records, a lot of times the people, they would play different live. They would add a little bit more spices, but the album versions sometimes are more in the pocket. But I'm glad that we didn't have to even do like a simmer down version. Like, we was able to use a live, like that was a live version pretty much, and that's the version that he picked. So I got to agree with you on that much. That's one of my favorites.
I think one of my favorite memorable studio moments were for 666. Me and Monch, we was in Greenpoint in the studio, and prior to the session, we was listening to Black Sabbath, a lot of that. He was like, "Yo, we gotta make this version better than Hand of Doom." So we ended up finding this spot in Greenpoint in Brooklyn, and they had all the original gear that Black Sabbath used on that record, Hand of Doom, which is 666. So I had the Les Paul, I had the bass, and just the sound, how sonically that sounds, and you put those two records together,
bro,
it was crazy. And then Daru,
I thought it was a sample. I thought y'all sampled the record.
Crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. That was, for me, that was
infringement.
Yeah, infringements. Yeah, for me, yeah.
I kind of did have the title first. I think that's important, so you can know where things fall into the theme underneath the title of the entire project and the rollout and the sentiment of the project. So once we got a couple of songs done under that theme, A Magnificent Day for Exorcism, which is not like it's time that we exercise this country, the mentality, the emotion, the political, the racism, the division. And from the root of it, if we don't do that, we will never be able to atone. I knew that I wanted the title to feel like, rock, and make people be like, oh, what is he doing? What are they thinking? Like, what are they worshiping? But more or less, it was not about some girl being exercised, but a country or globe going through the same thing that we had to go through in the pandemic. Like Rue said, you had to look inside and really, like, how do I take care of myself? What is, how do I reach a point of happy and thankfulness and gratefulness within myself? It's just like, you gotta go in and you gotta cleanse and you gotta atone, and you gotta be thankful, and you gotta have love inside of there. And there's a lot of evil in the country all over the place right now. And I'm like, yo, you know, if you're going to attack this issue, which is nothing different, you know, from schemes that I've done before, but if you're going to attack this issue in a more hardcore way, you know, this can't be about, you know, kumbaya, hold hands, let's all wish away the issues. It was like, fuck that. As ugly as they're coming at us with this hate, let's draw something as ugly, you know, since we don't have nuclear missiles and we don't have weaponry, let's throw this energy back at you and see how you like it, you know, just with the titles and all of that. With the purpose of having, like Ru was saying, with the purpose of having good intention and from a good place of trying to end this out with a good place. Because where we are in 2021 is not where we should be. You know, it blows me away to the issues that we're dealing with, that when I was a kid, I never thought we would be at this point as a country, as a people, as humans. The shit that we're dealing with, Asian shit, like what is that? We know what it stems from and who it came from, but it's just weird. It's really weird to me. You know, the continuing situations with Black people and the police, as we're going through the George Floyd shit, which was heightened because of the pandemic, and everybody got to see it, and it was on everybody's phone and everybody's television, and everybody got to protest because we were all home and not working, and the whole globe was protesting. I was feeling like, yes, this is what it is. A magnificent day is to say it's time to change, man. This doesn't feel good to be worried about, you know, driving somewhere at night or worried about these issues in 2021. So a magnificent day is like, it's not one day, it's today is the day to deal with this shit. It keeps continuing to happen, and we can't keep continuing to walk away from the hate without saying anything, without doing anything. And that's all of us, all people.